Have you ever felt like there was something wrong with you? But then you realize, well, maybe it's not that wrong. Because I have, so don't worry, I got you. I've spent most of my teenage years at a music summer camp. There I made a lot of friends who I still keep in contact with. However, my first year there was this one girl. She was a couple years older than me and I didn't really know why, but from the moment we met, I knew I had to be a friend. Luckily we became really good friends and I had strong feelings for her. I remember one day the whole group of friends were listening to music and this girl and I were sitting on the floor next to each other, so our arms were slightly touching. I felt so nervous I couldn't even move. So I started thinking, is there something wrong with me? This is how friends usually feel for each other, right? Sounds sad, but I have never really had real friends. Just classmates. So I didn't really know how it felt. I'm sure you all have noticed it already. I didn't really want to be a friend. I liked her, really liked her. But I didn't know this until a few years ago. It was pretty obvious, right? It was, but back then I didn't know that sexual orientation was a thing. So you can imagine my confusion. Sadly, a big part of society doesn't give a damn about this topic and still think sexual orientation is a trend or conditioned by society. This is why sexual education needs to change. Best schools with sexual education are located in Italy, Germany and Switzerland. And yet, this is not inclusive with queer people. And at home, parents often try to avoid this issue. How are we, queer people, supposed to figure out how we feel by ourselves? Why should we force ourselves to fit in that heteronormative education? Because of this lack of education, queer people have to deal with questions such as, am I really queer? Do I only like girls? Do I only like boys? Is it possible I like both? They can also face internalized homophobia when they finally accept their orientation, or avoid correcting people about it, because they don't want to explain themselves, thinking that some people won't understand them or won't respect them. I still go through this sometimes. So, society, stop assuming. Looking straight or looking gay doesn't mean we fit on your boxes. And LGBTQ, stop calling it coming out. Correct people. It's their fault they put you in boxes that don't fit.